I worked 2 jobs to put myself through nursing school while my stepdad kept telling everyone I'd wash out. He said healthcare was too demanding for someone who couldn't even handle high school biology without tutoring. Every family dinner became a platform for his commentary on my impending failure. He'd lean back in his chair and tell my mom's friends that some people just aren't cut out for medical work, looking directly at me while he said it. Every semester he'd ask when I was going to quit and do something realistic. When I made the dean's list, he said grade inflation was ruining education. When I got accepted into the accelerated RN program, he told people I probably only got in because they needed to fill diversity quotas. My mom would just shrug and change the subject, never once defending what I was trying to accomplish. I studied at the diner between my morning shift at the grocery store and my evening shift answering phones at a law office. I'd have my anatomy textbook propped against the napkin dispenser, highlighting cardiovascular systems while eating discounted fries. Other students had parents paying their tuition and buying their scrubs. I had a stepdad who loudly predicted my failure at every opportunity, and a mom who pretended not to hear him. My clinical rotations were brutal, 12-hour shifts at the hospital learning everything from wound care to medication administration, then driving straight to my evening job, then home to study until 2 a.m. I'd fall asleep with pharmacology notes stuck to my face and wake up 4 hours later to do it again. Meanwhile, my stepdad would ask at breakfast when I was going to give up this charade and get a real job. When graduation finally came, I sent my mom the ceremony details 6 weeks in advance. She said she'd be there and would make sure he came too. The morning of graduation, she called. He had a golf game he couldn't reschedule. She said she'd try to make it after helping him load his clubs, but she never showed. I walked across that stage alone, accepted my diploma alone, and took a selfie in my cap and gown alone in the parking lot. 2 weeks later, my younger stepbrother Tyler graduated high school with a 2.8 GPA. They threw him a massive party, rented a hall, hired a caterer, invited 80 people. My stepdad gave a speech about how proud he was, how Tyler was going to do great things. I'd gotten a card with 20 bucks in it for my nursing degree. Tyler got a used car and a college fund contribution. Whatever. I got hired at County General's ICU within 3 weeks of graduation. Good pay, intense work, exactly what I wanted. The unit was fast-paced and demanding, exactly the environment my stepdad said I'd never survive. I took every complicated case they'd give me, learned from the senior nurses, and proved myself with every shift. 6 months in, I'm pulling a double shift on a Wednesday night. It's 11 p.m. and I'm exhausted, running on coffee and spite. A trauma case comes through the ER. Car accident, single vehicle, rolled on the highway. Middle-aged man, critical condition, multiple injuries. They wheel him into my unit and I grab the chart to review while the ER team gives report. I look down at the name. My stomach drops. It's my stepdad. He's unconscious, intubated, with a fractured pelvis, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. They're monitoring closely. He looks smaller than I remember, vulnerable in a way I've never seen him. The ER doctor finishes report and the charge nurse assigns me as his primary nurse for the next 12 hours. The attending physician pulls me aside. He knows it's my stepdad from the emergency contact information. He asks quietly if I can handle this assignment or if we need to reassign him to another nurse. No judgment either way, he says. This is a difficult situation. I look at my stepdad lying there helpless, the man who spent 4 years telling me I'd never be good enough for this work. I tell the physician I've got it. For the next half day, I do my job. I monitor every vital sign, adjust his medications, coordinate with the trauma surgeon and orthopedic specialist. I check his breathing, manage his pain, watch for complications. I do exactly what my expensive education trained me to do. The education he said was a waste of time and money. He wakes up around hour 9, groggy and confused from the sedation. His eyes move around the room trying to orient himself. Then he sees me standing there in my scrubs, checking his IV pump, and his face goes completely white when he realizes the nurse who just spent 12 hours saving his life is the one he said would never make it. I smile and ask if he needs anything for the pain.